So for the sublimation process, you need to print with a special printer and paper that does only sublimation, which is a special ink that you transfer to the transfer paper, which is the one that I'm going to cut to shape now. The process of sublimation actually makes the ink turn to vapor, and those vapors get impregnated into the fabrics, so into polyester. So what I'm gonna do now, that I cut it to shape for my wings, I'm going to sublimate the laced wings with a gradient. In order to do that and to convert the ink to vapor, you need a source of heat, which for me is a press, which will help distribute high heat over the entire design. I like to use some oven parchment paper in between just to not get the ink over the printing press, because it's just tedious to clean up. And so what I do is I put the parchment paper, the wings or fabric if you're sublimating a fabric, then you put the transfer paper on top, you clamp it down and wait for a few minutes depending on your temperature, and let it settle. After, you can just unclamp everything and take it off. It's very hot, so I'm using heat protecting gloves, but you can just get everything off and the design is done. You don't have to do any rework or any other things. The design doesn't come out double-sided. I just repeated the process twice to get it on both sides, but this is the second side that I did. This is the first side that I did, and this is how the wings look. As you can see, the paper looks very vibrant afterwards, so it's really hard to figure out the colors beforehand. I had to do a lot of tests to know which color prints very well on which fabric and how it's gonna look in the end. So now I just kind of eyeball the color that I want, test it a few times on the thing, and then when I'm happy with it, that's the final product. So now the only thing that's left is to sew it onto the dragons. Here is the first dragon that I did, so they both have double-sided wings and sublimated with a gradient. I hope this explains the process a little bit. Bye bye!